Hello and welcome back to my 3-day potato journey. I'm calling it many things, a challenge, a process. Now it's a journey. It is getting to be the tail end of day one, and I got home a lot later from work than I normally do. I've mentioned before that I work in the field of public health, and I'm out in the field, and so I'm out and about, and my last appointment ran much later than it was supposed to, and I wound up in evening traffic, and here it is 6:45, and I'm just making dinner. Here's some surprising things that I've experienced now on day one. Now, I've shared already that I had the veggie lettered hash browns with some orange juice for breakfast this morning. If you saw my little short with lunch, that was when I air fried some sweet potatoes. I heated up just a frozen veggie medley and put a little bit of sweet and sour sauce on that, really simple. And then later on, as I was out and about and in the field, that's where the snacking part, okay, snacking. How do you handle the challenge of snacking if you're following a restricted meal plan? Or are you taking on any challenges with your diet? That's what I'm doing right now. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back and watching, taking part of this journey. If you're new, my name's Tiffany Anderson. I am the founder of Anderson Therapeutics. I'm a health coach and author, writer, wellness coach, alternative healthcare practitioner, and my career is all about health management. And especially now that I'm 60, I am managing chronic illness, and my desire to age well has brought me here on this channel to talk to more people and how you can add more plants into your world. Whether you're plant-based or not, everybody could use more veggies in their world. So today, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, I am taking on what's commonly called a 3-day potato reset. I'm expanding it a little bit just for the fact that I am eating more fruit. Some people go all potato. You can do this many ways. I have been following a plant-based diet for a number of years now, and for me this 3 days was just a time to give myself a break from caffeine, one. This Saturday is Utah Authors Day, and I have a big event coming up, and I wanted to give myself a little boost and a challenge. I knew that because of the conditions that I'm managing with my health, I've noticed a few things creeping up since over the last couple of months I have been eating a little too much black licorice. It's my favorite candy, and yes, it's fat-free, though it's still a refined sweet, refined sweet, and of course it's horrible for my teeth, and it was just a little too much. And with all of the situations going on with my health, I'm really prone to inflammation. So elevating, taking advantage of cold plunges. That's why I do a really heavy workout routine in the morning. Because of my artificial joints, then I also feel a little creaky, and maintaining a lean weight, even an addition of a few pounds, I'm so sensitive to how that feels on my artificial joints because they've been living with me for a while now, that I can tell right away when I've put on a little bit too much weight. So yesterday I started out at 132.2. This morning I was at 131.2. And just in the course of a day, I was really surprised that going without my morning coffee didn't really impact me. And that made me happy because I've gone on potato cleanses before, or excuse me, I've done potato cleanses before, though giving up caffeine sometimes is really, really challenging. So what I'm doing right now, you can see asparagus. Been waiting for the oven to heat up, and just wanted to share with you the things that I packed in my day that were helpful as far as being prepared for snacks. So whether you are challenging yourself right now or maybe want to do so in 2026, that's when a lot of people will take on a resolution or a health goal of some kind. I'm getting a jump start. I did that in 2024. I got a jump start on my 2025 goals by starting last December, and it really worked for me because that jump start motivated me so much that I doubled up on my goals, and rather than setting a few goals, I set many small goals and made them monthly goals. I'm going to do the same thing in 2026, and I invite you to join me along in that process and add your own goals and have a conversation with me about those goals. I have been a health educator and a wellness coach for many years, and setting and achieving goals is part of my forte. It's something that excites me and inspires me because I am managing chronic conditions that will get worse over time, that the more I can do to take better care of myself now, then the easier and kinder my future will be. That is my whole purpose to this. So for dinner, obviously I'm having some roasted asparagus. I don't know that I will eat all of those, but we'll certainly put a dent in it. Alongside that, I'm going to have some of my veggie mash left over that I had from Thanksgiving weekend, and I made a lovely gravy using vegetable broth thickened with brown rice flour, seasoned with soy sauce, tahini, and a little bit of balsamic glaze. It was really savory. I put some dill in there, lots of fresh herbs, really yummy. When I batch cook over the weekend, it's specifically for evenings like this. When I get home late, I want dinner to come together quickly. So while that's roasting for 20 minutes, it gives me plenty of time to tidy up the kitchen, clean up the mess from everything that I've set down from gathering the mail and getting everything in line, so that way I can relax for the rest of the evening and get ready for rest. The snacks that I took with me today, you've seen me roasting these. If not, this is just a little humble russet potato. I roast these in batches, and then I always just keep at least 2 to 3 pounds of cooked potatoes in the fridge. And when I grab a couple of these and just keep them with me, and I can find a microwave anywhere, or honestly, I will eat them cold and they're just fine. They're delicious to me. I also had some little carrots. I took a banana with me. I had some blackberries. And then I also took these bread and butter pickles, but I ended up not being hungry enough to want them. So that was a plus. That's my recommendations to anyone when you are at that mid-afternoon slump, feeling a little sluggish. I had some peppermint tea when I got a little chilly. It was really, really cold here in Salt Lake today. It snowed a little bit over the weekend, and then it dove down into the 30s for the high today. So I really appreciated having a warm beverage. And this morning, when I went out and about, when I was heading to my doctor's appointment, I took some of that sipping broth, that Millie's sipping broth that I shared in a previous video. I had the tomato basil flavor, and that just hit the spot. There were, it's not that driving past a Starbucks wasn't calling me, because it was. Though I had a warm beverage, it was satisfying, and I prefer savory over sweet. So when I will have like a craving for something, I usually want something a little spicy rather than anything sweet. So that's a benefit for me in that right now on this 3-day little challenge that I'm setting for myself, I am expecting to lean out, which is what I wanted. I was noticing with my ankles especially that when I was elevating in the morning after a workout that I was seeing that little added fluid. You know what I'm talking about. Ankles, that's where all of that stuff at the end of a long day, you know, our ankles can get so achy and sore. Please say that you're elevating, even if you just raise them up on a cushion. If you're not able to lay down and do the L stretch like I've shown, where your head is right here and then your butt's up against the wall or the headboard or wherever it's comfortable for you to lay down, and then your legs go straight up in the air, as straight as you can get them. That elevation right there is ideal. That is so good for your legs and your lymphatic system. And that type of a stretch is really good for your low back too, because when your hamstrings are tight, then that actually pulls on your hip joints and that leads to that low back pain. So that's a stretch that I do every morning after I finish my workout. I go to the mat, do the L stretch, finish out the rest of my stretch routine. Sometimes I'll put a little ice pack on my eyes or cucumber slices, just something for that morning puffiness that also comes with life. Let me know in the comments. Oh, in my oven, that was, did you hear the cookie sheet? It bowed or something. So what I'm going to finish up here is getting the veggie mash. I will have the gravy, heat that up, and then for dessert, that's the last thing I wanted to share with you, is what I was actually going to have for dessert tonight. The pineapple over there still isn't ready. I've been checking it. Not ready. In my freezer, I have some frozen blackberries, and I've got a frozen banana. Now, all of this and some of these are going to go into my food processor with a little bit of my powdered vanilla, and I am going to turn this into nice cream. So it's a little bit of a sorbet. The creaminess of the banana, if you have not tried this, frozen bananas makes the best soft serve nice cream, since it's not ice cream, dairy free, this sorbet. It is so delicious, and you can customize. I will put sometimes peanut butter powder in there, or I've made a licorice type with anise seeds. I've done a mint before, but tonight it will just be these two goodies for my little evening snack to take me into the close of my evening and into tomorrow and see what day 2 has in store for me. Check down in the description below. Please visit my website. It's andersontherapeutics.com. There are all sorts of free resources, tips, and tools for any mature adult caregiver, anyone who is looking to better manage chronic conditions, and especially if you have joint replacement. I have artificial hips. I wrote a resource guide about joint replacement, a recovery guide, has all sorts of tips and all sorts of freebies for you there. Thanks for watching. Please give this a like if it was useful, interesting, and check back on day 2 and see what happens. Thanks for watching.